The Republican National Convention saw Wisconsin's Sheriff David Clarke hit the stage Monday night. As an elected Democrat, questions were raised about his appearance at the convention and his choice to speak on behalf of Donald Trump. And on Tuesday, One America's Emily Miller sat down with the sheriff to talk about his political affiliation, why he chose to speak at the Republican convention, and why he thinks that Donald Trump is the best candidate to lead this country.
I'm here with Sheriff David Clarke of Milwaukee County, who many of you saw speak at the Republican convention last night. So, Sheriff, are you the only Democrat who spoke here?
Probably. I was invited by the Donald Trump campaign to speak. My first reaction when they asked was to say, no thanks, I'm good. And because I just want to be a foot soldier, and I do want to help Donald Trump get elected. But then the person I spoke to in the family said, I think you have to do this, and so I stepped up and I did it.
All right, which person in the family?
I want to...
I bet Don Jr. That's my bet. Because you're both good shooters. So tell me why, as an elected Democrat, you support Donald Trump.
Well, first of all, I don't belong to any political party. I run as a Democrat. I'm an elected Democrat. But I chose not to join a political party. I think political parties can be part of the problem, that partisan divide that's gotten wider and wider. But here's what I look for in a president. I think this stuff transcends. I know it doesn't for the parties, but I think it transcends party, because what this country needs right now, for the first time in a very long time, is we need bold, aggressive, creative, decisive leadership. Donald Trump has demonstrated that, whereas Hillary Clinton, she's made it clear. She says, I'm going to do what Barack Obama's been doing. We're going to keep it going. We're in a melees right now, and we don't need to keep this going.
Let's talk about that, because I think you said a lot, that the Black Lives Matter movement has put police officers' lives, killed police officers, essentially what you're saying, both in Baton Rouge and Dallas. And what can be done about that? As I understand, what are the solutions that you want to see in political leaders?
Well, first of all, as it relates to Black Lives Matter, it's not an organization. It's an ideology. It is a hateful, destructive, and dangerous ideology. They advocate for hate and violence in the name of virtue, and they have used the American police officer as their target to have this pent-up rage and anger that exists in many urban areas where people are struggling, and so that resentment builds up. They know how to come in and exploit that, and then get them to unleash all of that resentment and anger on the American police officer. The reason why they target the American police officer is because we are the most visible symbol of authority and government that exists in a community. We're out there every day meeting people, meeting with people, responding to people's needs, whereas elected officials, per se, they might have a town hall once in a while and might go to a parade and shake a few hands. So I think that's why we're an enticing target.
Two more questions. What can be done about, I know you support Donald Trump in his position on the Second Amendment. A lot of law enforcement support against gun control, but yet Democrats and Hillary Clinton keep saying that it's guns that are the problem, and guns that are why our police officers are getting killed.
Yeah, see what the Second Amendment does for the left, it masks their failures. These pathologies that exist in these urban centers. And here's the way I look at it. Depending on who you want to believe, there are about 200 million gun owners in the United States of America. The overwhelming majority, 96, 97, 98%, would never use a firearm for a purpose it wasn't intended for. For things like taking property, for things like intimidating their friends and neighbors. They use it for, it's a utility tool. The NRA poses a threat to the left because they are a strong lobby influence in Washington, D.C. This isn't really about guns per se. This is about a wedge issue, and this is about taking out the NRA because of their lobbying influence on Capitol Hill.
Last question. If Donald Trump wins, do you want to be a part of his administration?
Well, look, when a president's elected, they reach out and ask people to assist them, to help them to serve in their cabinet. You don't turn the president down if they ask. It's rare that people would do that because you're being asked to serve. If Donald Trump were to ask me to serve in his cabinet at some level, I'd be more than happy to step up and serve and help him turn this country around and make America great again.
Sheriff, thank you so much. It's always good to see you.
My pleasure, Emily.